Welcome to Patient Zero. I'm your host, Branch Isole. Patient Zero shares a focus on personal, career, and spiritual relationship growth and sustainability. The term Patient Zero generally describes a point of origin for any experience, event, or entity. From the moment of our creation, as a spirit of origination, each of us becomes the patient zero of our lifetime journey. On Patient Zero, you'll hear tips and takeaways for healthier daily interactions to achieve greater success at home and work. You'll also learn about prophecy and how it can educate, entertain, and edify with an awareness about prophetic events, people, and circumstances to help you know and prepare for God's purpose-filled plans. When asked, many often agree one of their desires is a quote, unquote, healthy relationship. But what does a healthy relationship actually look like? And how, if at all, is a healthy relationship attainable? For most people, the entirety of their personal relationships are rooted in the actions they observed growing up, most often with parents or other adults they had consistent contact with. Not always the kindest and best examples. Like every solid and enduring structure, a healthy relationship is anchored by and built on structural pillars of flexible strength grounded in truth. In the same way that architecture and construction use tensile strength to engage movement with solid structures. Healthy relationships have solid foundations that incorporate knowledge that allows for adjustments without compromising that strength. You see, without these foundations, many relationships flounder or fail. Why? Well, many relationship partners are unaware how or why foundational pillars encourage and embrace this flexible strength. Today on Patient Zero, I'm going to share the first 3 of 5 structural pillars present in every lasting and enduring healthy relationship. And with these 5, you can start immediately to restructure or rebuild your current relationship, turning it into a growth-filled, healthy one. You see, these 5 pillars of strength are love, approval, agenda, trust, and spiritual grounding. Our first relationship pillar is love, because at our core, within each of us exists love. Why? Well, simply stated, everyone is capable of giving and receiving love. You see, love is the purpose behind the veil of life's spiritual essence. And love is most often exhibited through actions in greater measure and more often than by words alone. If there's one truism about love that's often missed or misunderstood, it's that love is an action word. Now, an interesting element about human nature is, once experienced, emotions and feelings of love are recognizable. You see, you don't need to tell people what love looks like. Once they've experienced it, they know. Alternatively, many learn from experience as well the actions of unloving behavior. Why? Because we all grow up, one way or another, experiencing unloving actions, someplace, sometime, from someone. And many easily identify or know unloving behavior because the actions of unloving behavior become well known and familiar to those who've experienced abuse. Now, have you ever wondered how we know what it is we want? Well, often the easiest way to decide what you want is to recognize what you don't want. You see, if you have a list of desires, the fastest way to whittle down that list is to recognize those you can live without. And when you know what you don't want or need, you can easily eliminate those. In relationships, these are revealed as red flags. And red flag behaviors are those we no longer want to experience, those that we now desire to live without in our future. By knowing and eliminating abusive behaviors, it makes our new list of options easier to weigh, one against the other. And when we come out of a relationship, we are usually able to recognize behaviors or actions we disliked about a previous partner or relationship. Now, these are often the easiest to identify and recall after a breakup. So, when we start a new relationship, the easiest way to know what we now want or will tolerate is to know by recall what we don't want or won't tolerate in our new relationship. This is the process by which we become more attuned to recognizing the red flags in our lives, particularly those in our relationships. But remember, the benefit of red flag recognition is in paying attention as soon as they appear. It's the power of red flags is to acknowledge them, but more importantly, to heed them. Because red flags can become benchmarks for growth, but only if we recognize them, and the earlier the better. By recognizing red flag actions from past relationships, we can now more easily avoid future relationship adversities. This is the power of love, knowing what you're willing to tolerate and what you actually want in behaviors from those in your life. Our second foundational pillar of a healthy relationship is approval. You see, we all crave approval, first from our parents, then from our peers, and finally from the world at large. And approval has two sides, acceptance and rejection. Now, here's a simple fact. No one likes to hear the word no. Why? While many fear rejection, we all crave acceptance. But when we learn to use life's lessons to our advantage, we no longer fear rejection from anyone or anything. You see, those who have negated their insecurities and have embraced personal responsibility understand the word no only refers to what's being offered or requested. It's not about us personally. So we can hear no all day long and simply move on to our next opportunity for success. Now, if you've ever been in sales or if you've ever dated extensively, you've heard the adage, every no gets you closer to a yes. But only when we no longer fear rejection associated with the word no. Our third pillar in a healthy relationship model is agenda. Now, understanding the importance of agenda is pivotal in separating out emotions from decisions. And this is a key element missed in many lives today. Why? Because most people are unaware that everyone who comes into our life has an agenda. Every person we encounter wants, needs, or desires something from us. Or they want, need, or desire us to do something for them. Now, this is not negative. In fact, this is how we all operate with each other every day. You see, each of us has a skill, talent, or purpose that others need, want, or desire. These are agenda activities. And these agenda activities are what our interactions and relationship building is all about. It's about fulfilling agendas. Those who misread agenda signs and markers often feel they're being taken advantage of. Well, they're not. They're simply not entering into the next opportunity or next relationship, admitting that they too have an agenda they'd like fulfilled. For many, there's often a feeling of inadequacy that can play on one's mind by not admitting or recognizing this agenda dynamic, particularly for those still grappling with insecurities. When you know what your agenda need is, you can quickly discern if the other person or persons can help you fill it or not. If it's a match, find a solution that works for both agendas. If not, smile, say thanks, and move on. You see, when agendas match, solutions are the result. So think of these three, love, approval, and agenda, as three legs on your life's easel, the one holding up and supporting the picture of your life. Join me next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. right here on brancheasole.substack.com to learn the other two structural pillars of a healthy relationship. Thanks for joining me today. On Patient Zero, we share key takeaways for growth-filled living. If you know someone who could benefit from today's episode, please share it with them. If today's show has been interesting for you, please give us a rating and review. To know more about my work, I invite you to visit my website, brancheasole.com, my Substack page, brancheasole.substack.com, and my YouTube channel, Branch Isole. Substack subscribers also receive a thought for today every morning, 2 spiritual Christianity prophecy alerts every week, and an open mic poem short story every Saturday, as well as access to archived Patient Zero episodes, informative series, and articles. Today's Patient Zero episode has been sponsored by Mana'o Publishing and my book, God I Believe. If you're interested in knowing more about simple steps on the path of spiritual Christianity, God I Believe is the book for you. It's available at our website and on Amazon and any other bookseller by order. At the website, you'll also find my other books, ebooks, and gift merchandise. Thanks for joining me today. I'll look for you next Wednesday right here at brancheasole.substack.com. Until then, keep growing and be in the world, not of the world.